If you have the urge to move away and start over, take a walk with me. Today is the first day of the new year, and many of you had an amazing night last night. Others of you may have had a horrible night and woke up today feeling a little bit of regret. And the rest of us were in bed by 9 p.m. and treated it like any other day. One of the things you may all have in common is this strong and overwhelming desire to do something new. After all, this is the season of new beginnings. Might even be thinking, I just want to go somewhere where nobody knows my name. Start over, to have a rest and reset because lately you've been feeling like you've lost yourself. You feel like you've lost your sense of direction. And when you think about where you work, you begin to realize that you just don't belong there anymore. And of course, that leaves you feeling mentally exhausted as you go through the motions day by day. And that's what life has really come to, is just going through the motions. Feeling like you're in this chronic state of survival. You're just going along to get along. One thing that's important to remember is that no matter where you go, there you are. Meaning that you can go anywhere, anytime, but if you're not working on yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you'll just end up in a new place haunted by old memories. And you'll end up recreating the same environment and circumstances as you continue to seek out subconsciously the familiar. That statement alone should make you realize that you just can't run away from your problems. You have to fix them. Or have the habits, rituals, support, and beliefs in place to navigate this new environment without all the distortions, fears, anger, and resentment. This is why you always hear me say that you have to get really good at living in your current circumstances. To start seeing yourself in the present moment as the person that you're trying to become. For a long while, you might be feeling like you're just trying to fake it until you make it. And you would be right. But when you put all of those things into practice, eventually they just become who you are. You also hear me say a lot that you're always in a state of becoming, but who and what you become is always up to you. This is the perfect time of year to go ghost mode and take an inventory of the people that you admire the most. What traits do they have that you admire that you would like to embody this year? I also want to take the time to take a friend and acquaintance inventory to make sure that these people are in support of your highest good. And then limit your time with people that say things like, that's never going to happen, must be nice. And as they see you actively improving your life, they might say things like, who do you think you are? You just think you're better than everybody else. Of course, you're dumbfounded by this and you're sitting there going, no, man, I'm just trying to improve my life because it sucks. I mean, God forbid you read a book or get a master's degree or take on a new job. How dare you? And trust me, when you start doing the things that are in alignment with your future and where you want to go, those types of people are automatically going to drop off. Could end up being in a narcissistic blaze of glory or a simple fadeaway. Poof, gone, only ever to be seen in your stories. And you don't have to take that personally, as many of you tend to do. You try to make it your fault for some reason for bettering yourself or doing something new. The reality is, those are the type of people that don't have the emotional capacity to meet you where you are. And that's not better than, it's just different. You're vibrating at a different frequency. Their radio signal is still tuning into Brook and Jubal in the morning, and that radio show doesn't exist anymore. We've moved on and have new shows with a different cast of characters. Some of you might be wondering what I'm talking about. Just hop on the old TikTok and you'll see what I mean. But as you're looking at these old relationships, you have to start asking yourself, is this helpful or unhelpful? Are you in support of one another that's reciprocal? Or does it feel more like a competition that you didn't start and they're the only ones playing? When you get more intentional about who you let into your sphere of influence, the people that you interact with regularly, you begin to realize that your life changes. It gets just a little bit better. All of a sudden, people are speaking life and love into you instead of trying to take it away. They acknowledge, accept, and support your uniqueness, and they actually derive pleasure from seeing you win. And you actively want to see them win too. And they do all that without making you feel stupid or delusional. Let this be the year that you dig in deep to your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual practices and make it a habit. And it'll take some time, but as you do this daily, you'll notice that there's compounding interest that happens. All the little things that you do daily end up being the big things later on. You shift out of the emotional state of wishing for things to happen, and you know that you can just manifest them into being. In other words, You bring your thoughts into reality. And I'll leave you with this: the best revenge is simply a life well lived. So go live an amazing life and learn to bet on yourself just a little bit more. You just might surprise yourself with what you can accomplish.